Most kids resent a dad who's constantly pushing them.
Let's go.
But not Rick Hoyt.
We can do this.
For years, Rick has been pushed, pulled, and carried by his dad, and he loves it.
Here they come!
That's because Rick, a wheelchair quadriplegic since birth, and his father, Dick, together have competed in over 65 marathons. So when you see Dick Hoyt pushing his son around, you're witnessing extraordinary devotion. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Atlanta's #1 radio stations, Swanky 93.3 and The Heat 94.6 radio stations, has you covered. From our studios to our newsroom at K.L.P. Entertainment. Listen on all major audio platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audacity, Apple Podcast, Stitcher Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, and more.
A few words for a successful life.
Always ask why. Why? Tell the truth all the time. Why?
Write thank you notes.
Eat right, sleep right, and exercise. If you don't like your job, change it. Why? Be creative every day.
Take a fun trip.
You don't always have to do things fast.
These motivating thoughts from Randy Pausch's last lecture remind each of us to live our dreams.
Can I go now? My dog wants to play.
Oh yeah, play with your dog.
And with your kids.
Motivation. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Live from our newsrooms brings back our hit news network, SNN, with many news anchors like Arthur Brooks, Addison Hayden, and Beatrix Gemma. Brings you stories about the news worldwide. Tune in on Atlanta's #1 stations, Swanky 93.3 and The Heat 94.6 radio stations. To get the latest news today, listen on all major audio platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audacity, Apple Podcast, Stitcher Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, and more.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel of K.L.P. Entertainment. Reporting live from our newsroom, this is SNN. I'm Addison Hayden. Here's your business news breaking for May 19th. Meta gave away its AI crown jewels. Also, the Supreme Court ruled against Andy Warhol. Here's the latest at the end of Thursday. The tech industry's race to develop artificial intelligence has been upended by a decision to give away a powerful system for free. In February, Meta released Llama, an AI technology similar to the one powering ChatGPT, as open-source software that anyone can use to build their own chatbot. Meta now has zero control, our colleague Cade Metz told us. It is out in the wild. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, believes that sharing its underlying AI engines will spread the company's influence and undercut its rivals. Meanwhile, companies like Google and OpenAI have grown only more secretive about their AI tools, fearing they will be used to spread disinformation, hate speech, and other toxic content. Open source tends to win, Cade said. The difference now, the tech is potentially dangerous. Separately, in Hiroshima, Japan, leaders of the G7 countries added AI regulation to their agenda. And OpenAI unveiled a new version of ChatGPT for the iPhone that responds to voice prompts.
The Live Tower reporter, Gary Cottrell. I went to bed seeing Gary on the screen. I've woken up seeing Gary on the screen. We saw you in the stadium last night explaining what had happened last night. You were very much at the heart of things. So explain then what occurred after the game. Yeah, I'll talk you through it from my point of view. It all really started as a result of that late Fornals goal, which secured, of course, the game and secured progress to the final. the players all celebrated with the official fans, the 900 West Ham fans who were behind Matt Ryan's goal. But down at the other end of the pitch, David Moyes, the coaching staff, all the substitutes ran onto the pitch, 3 or 4 yards onto the pitch, in front of Areola's goal, where the most of the AZ Alkmaar Ultra fans, the serious fans, were watching the game. The fourth official tried to bring David Moyes and his coaching staff and the substitutes off the pitch. That went on for 2 or 3 minutes. Eventually, he managed to do that. But also, of course, the West Ham family, friends and family of the players, of the coaching staff, of David Moyes behind that dugout also jumped up, revealed themselves and celebrated. Of course they would, because it was a crucial goal. It was an amazing night for West Ham. On this, those ultras, those hardcore fans, or at least some of them, but dressed in black, a lot of them with their faces covered with masks, made their way round, no stewarding at all that I could see, from behind that goal to the area behind the West Ham dugout, but tried to get to members of the West Ham family, relatives and friends of the West Ham players, etc. Some of those players saw what was going on, saw there was very little stewarding, saw there was very little policing, and tried to go in to do their best to help. So, I saw the likes of Flynn Down, Saeed Benrahma, Lucas Paqueta, all trying to get to that area to get some of these ultras off their family and friends. And the leadership group, the captains group, the likes of Declan Rice, doing their bit as well, just to try and calm things down. Jared Bowen there as well as Aaron Cresswell. So, yeah, really unfortunate scenes, frightening scenes too for those involved. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of explaining to do as we go forward. You can't really, I don't think, from my perspective, blame the West Ham players who got involved. Perhaps the actions in hindsight were a bit foolhardy, but listen, if you've got, mothers, sisters, brothers, sons, fathers, friends in that area, and you see they're potentially in danger, then of course you're going to try and stop it. Yeah, very true. Now, Gary, Netherlands police have released a statement this morning. We're seeing a little bit of it across the bottom of the screen in short, but what did they say about it? Yeah, but they have issued a statement. They were quite quick to do so, given that obviously it was very, very late last night when it all ended, and everyone's got up this morning seeing those scenes on the television right across social media. Just to pick out some of the highlights from that statement from the Netherlands police, they say there have been no arrests, which is absolutely surprising, given that there were so many obvious people causing trouble down there last night. They say that they aim to restore order as soon as possible, and they say that they succeeded. Well, I disagree with both of those things. They didn't restore order as soon as possible. They didn't aim to do it as soon as possible. The police in riot gear, or not even in riot gear, weren't anywhere to be seen for about 5 minutes. Just a few stewards left to try and handle the situation. They said they're investigating all the footage, and other bodies are involved in that investigation as well, and arrests may follow, and they regret what happened. UEFA are also holding an inquiry, and the Met Police have police out there yesterday around the stadium in the city of Alkmaar throughout the day. Met Police spotters with the West Ham fans, and then in the stadium as well. So I'm sure they'll have a view about what happened and what went wrong.
This is Famous For, where we explore luxury travel from the locals in the know. Hokkaido is Hokkaido to ieba famous for snow. Onsenman mo famous for rich daishizen. Honeybees. Hokkaido is the northernmost of Japan's 4 main islands and covers a fifth of the country. I'm heading deep into Tokachi, an area known for its agricultural land where locals are turning farming upside down in pursuit of sustainability and creating the world's most expensive mango along the way. I feel like I should be in a tropical paradise somewhere, but we're in the middle of Hokkaido, the snow country. That's so good. まあ北海道で生まれて北海道で育ち、北海道でいろんな、学びを得たんですけども、Hiroyuki's brand of mangoes sell for up to $230 each depending on the size, and his daughter helps package them up. 世界一高いマンゴーと言われてるんですけども、まあ僕としてはもっと高くしてもいいかなと思うんですけど、What makes these mangoes so valuable comes down to how they're grown, using resources found in nature like snow and onsen hot springs. まず雪ですね。で、雪を使うっていうのは、5月から6月、7月、約3ヶ月間雪を使って、8月には、花が咲きます。そして8月に花が咲いて、9月頃には小さなマンゴーの実がなってきます。Then during the colder months, Hiroyuki uses onsen heat to warm up the greenhouse and produce the traditionally tropical fruit even in winter without any pesticides. 温泉の色は、茶色で、濁ってるような感じなんですが、まあそれが非常にモール温泉というのは、肌にいいということで美人の湯とも言われてるんですね。で、日本の中では、モール温泉が出るのはここの地区十勝だけで、北海道から自然のものを自然に出したいなっていうふうに、思ってます。Next up, we head to a skier's paradise, Niseko Resort. It's known for getting the most natural snow in the world at a time when other places rely on artificial powder. Some even call it the Aspen of the East. Here, almost 30 lifts zip across these interconnected trails. This is pretty awesome. The area typically gets twice as much snow as Vail, and of course, I'm here to try what Hokkaido is famous for. Oh my gosh, it's so fluffy. It's just an unbelievable amount of powdery snow. I even got caught up in a blizzard, luckily making my way out. Tourists from all around the world flock here to get a feel of this champagne powder for themselves. There's been a lot of talk about Niseko, gets the most snow in the world, so this has been on our bucket list. We started coming maybe 5 years ago. It's nice to get a bluebird day. There's not many of those in Niseko. Normally there's a lot of snow and it's very cold. The kind of snow ideal for skiing and snowboarding needs to be dry and airy, and where Niseko is located is just perfect for that. It's in between the Sea of Japan and Russia. The cold Siberian wind meets the warm air, resulting in heavy snowfall. And Hokkaido's temperature, which dips below -4 degrees Celsius, allows the snow to have over 90% of trapped air, creating that fluffy powder that snowgoers love. After a long day of skiing, what better way to unwind than to come here for some R&R? Zaborin is a $1,200 a night ryokan hotel nestled in the mountains. A ryokan is a traditional Japanese-style inn that typically has an onsen, tatami floors, and dining. Entering this space is a whole experience in itself, and you immediately feel at peace. こちらがロビーになります。どうぞ。すごくいい匂い。ありがとうございます。こちらは暖炉ので燃えている木の香りでございます。どういう木を使っていますか？こちらの木は間伐材を主に使っておりまして、この近隣で伐採をしました、白樺ですとかカエデといった、木を無駄がないように、このように薪にして使っております。All 15 villas look out at Mount Yote, Mount Annipuri, and the surrounding areas. どうぞ。ザボーリンというのは、禅の言葉で、座して、座ってですね、雑念を忘れるという、そういった禅に根ざしたところから名付けております。お食事どころからは景色をお楽しみいただきたいので、窓を広く取っております。雪の自然な感じをお楽しみいただけるようになるべく手つかずの環境を残しております。 こちらには池がありまして、こんな真冬で寒いんですけれども、カモが泳いだりしてるのを思います。今、同じ人の話したら、待ってけど、かわいいですね。夏は本当に緑一面ですし、秋は秋で紅葉が本当に綺麗にお楽しみいただけます。So you can really feel the nature all year round. Yes, all year round, always you please enjoy that nature. We get a taste of the best from an area where rich marine ecosystems allow for some of Japan's most coveted sushi. For that, it's time to hit the streets of Sapporo, Hokkaido's capital. The hustle and bustle starts in the wee hours of the morning at the fish markets. Sapporo is the epicenter when it comes to seafood, and you can find the freshest catch from all over the island. There's a famous Nijo Ichiba that's been around for over 100 years. If you're a tourist, you'd probably come here. But the pros, the sushi chefs, head over to Suzuki no Fish Market. I'm tagging along with Chef Masaki on a shopping run who has been making sushi for 35 years. Oh my gosh, this is so much fish. 全部お魚の名前を教えてください。あ、はい。大助、北海道で大助って言いますけど、キングサーモン、新サーモン、フンサーモン。タコの頭のところね。でっかいですやん。これ左にこのビッグサイズです。はい。Can you touch it? Does it hurt? はい。おですけど。Oh, it's soft, actually. 一番好きな魚は me. Yeah, me. Yeah, me. ありがとう。これ、たっぷりがです。魚を買うときのポイントって何ですか？ポイントは、まず目がね、住んでるところ。It's about the clear eyes. あとはもう持ってみたり、魚にもよるんですけど、だいたいそう、昨日のだと、ビーンとこうやって振ってもダメです。プルプル。Oh, this is good. So I learned something new. This is how you tell if it's a fresh fish. Oh, good. Oh, I like this. Yeah. Okay, so this is flimsy things. You didn't very fresh. And if it's not fresh and it looks like this, yes. あとは今日はもうメインですね、今日。マグロ。はい。どうですか？色味とか。もう最高ですね。もう全体にここが大トロですね。はい。大トロからこう中トロにかけて、で、ここはちょっと赤身が。I can't wait to try. はい。北海道ってもともと一年中、夏でも海水温が低いから、東京とか大阪に比べると、ものすごく冷たいんですよね。だから魚がいいんですよ。油乗るし、身が締まるし。美味しそう。ありがとうございます。The Hokkaido I saw was full of nature, pride, and amazing energy. And that's what Hokkaido is famous for.